Hi, Annissa here with Firehouse Education and this week's Ask Annissa video column. And this week our question comes in via email from Andrew. And Andrew said, "Hi Annissa, hey, I really love your videos. I watch them every week with my crew. I have a question for you. And this is in regards to hazmat or trauma scene type cleanup. How do you handle training for your employees when doing this type of cleanup work? How do you handle what employees will do the work? And how do you do your pay scale when it comes to this type of a loss? Thank you very much for your answer, and as always, appreciate your videos. Thank you, Andrew." Okay, Andrew, that is an excellent question, and I know you hear me say that a lot, but you guys come up with the best questions ever. So thank you for sending that in to me. There's several things here I wanna point out and talk about. Now, you asked me about training. We actually call this forensic cleaning these days, Andrew. I know in the past we've called it trauma scene or hazmat, but we actually call it forensic cleaning now. It is very imperative that you have good technical training for your team members that are doing this kind of work. You are dealing with biohazards and bloodborne pathogens, and it is very important that your team understands how to properly handle themselves in this type of situation, and that they understand the proper PPE gear that they should be wearing to protect themselves. So I would absolutely make sure that anybody doing forensic cleaning has training and certification on this type of specific cleaning. This is some of the toughest work that you will do in the restoration industry. It is not only difficult to make as far as on a technical level, but it can be very difficult emotionally and mentally for your team. One of the things that we do in our company is anybody that does this type of work, it is always on a voluntary basis. If someone does not feel comfortable doing this type of work, we do not force anyone. So there are some of our team members that aren't comfortable with it, some are. I, for one, am one of those team members that are not comfortable. I actually went on a forensic cleanup scene one time, and I would not do it again. I was not prepared. I actually only went on the job to do the scope, okay, for the adjuster. And at the time I was an employee, and I was not prepared not only for technical training, but I was not prepared emotionally and mentally for this type of work, and it was very difficult for me. So I don't go on this type of cleaning now. However, you want to make sure that your team members that are going to do this are prepared and understand what type of situations are going to incur. A lot of the forensic cleaning that we do are suicides. That needs to be talked about with your crew, okay? It can be very, very difficult. The other thing I want to talk to you about is you asked me about the pay scale. So when we have team members that go on forensic cleaning, we pay very, very, very well for that. We usually do what we call triple time, and we will pay them 3 times their normal hourly wage to do this cleaning. Xactimate in your area, you know, it depends on what Xactimate has in there for the cleaning. We actually adjust it in our area because it doesn't charge enough. I want to say it's around $95 or $120 an hour, and we charge quite a bit more than that for that type of cleaning. So you may need to adjust that. That's never been a problem with an adjuster. Adjusters normally just want us to handle it. They don't want to see photographs. They just want the job handled and done quickly and right. So you have to remember this type of cleaning is very, very difficult normally for the homeowner or the person who is left dealing with this type of situation. So handling it discreetly and quickly is always very, very important, but you want to pay your team very well. You want to make sure your team is properly technically trained and that they have the right kind of PPE gear. The other thing that I want to mention to you is you should have a system set up or protocol set up in your business for after the job download, if you will. We always sit down with our team afterward and we have a conversation and we talk about how the job went. We let everyone express their feelings that they had on the job, and we kind of go through that with them. It can be really, really difficult. And forensic cleaning is some of the highest burnout rate that there is in this industry. So I want you to just really understand that this cleaning is a huge high profit center in anyone's restoration business, okay? But it also, it can also be very tough on your team. So I want to make sure that you're properly set up, that you're properly trained. There's a couple of really good courses in our industry that deal with exactly and specifically forensic cleaning. Anyone who is on a forensic cleaning job needs to have that type of certification. Now, it's kind of scary to me. I know in our state and several states in the United States, they do not have requirements for forensic cleaning. In other words, you do not have to have certain specifications or certifications rather to do this cleaning, and it blows my mind because you have to have special training for EPA and lead abatement, asbestos abatement, but anybody can go in and do this type of cleaning. And I really caution you, it's a great profit margin. It is work that we really need good qualified people to do. It's a tremendous service to your community to do this type of work, but I want you to be sure that you and your team are properly prepared. Okay, well, I hope that answered your question, Andrew, and that you got value out of this video. If you did, please comment below and let me know. If you're on the YouTube channel, be sure and show me a little bit of love and give me a thumbs up, like, and maybe a comment there. And subscribe to the YouTube channel for this video and more goodies. And you want to be sure and be a super cool kid and be subscribed to rnrmagonline.com's e-newsletter so that you get this video and lots of other goodies in your email inbox every Friday. Okay, on that note, I want to thank you so much for tuning in and sending me the question. Be sure that you send questions to Annissa at firehouseeducation.com, and I just might feature you and your question on next week's Ask Annissa video column.